everything you thought was falling apart was actually falling into place? We've been taught to fear midlife, the changes in our bodies, the uncertainty in our identities, the quiet whispers that something more is calling us. But what if this isn't a crisis at all? What if this is your rebirth? Today, I'm joined by Jennie, a manifestation and mindset mentor, energy channel, and the women helping women 40 plus shift from just surviving to fully thriving. We are talking energetic alignment, embodied confidence, and what it really takes to rise into the next chapter with clarity, power, and purpose. So if you ever felt disconnected from yourself or wondered, is this all there is? This episode is your sign that something new is being born. So let's dive in. Namaste, Jennie. Welcome to Sipping on Stories podcast. I am thrilled to have you here today. First of all, tell our listeners where you're joining us from and the choice of beverage you've got with you today.
So I am joining from Manchester, England. I'm pleased to say it's sunny Manchester, England, and it's got a beautiful water because it is early morning for us today.
Awesome. What's one thing you love about the city you're in?
What's one thing I love about it? It's easy access to everywhere. I'm quite next to the airport, so I've literally got access to obviously Manchester Airport, city centre, Trafford Centre. So yeah, I'm in quite a good little connected area myself.
Awesome. Awesome. So I think what I want to do is I was kind of blown away when we first connected and you shared your personal story with me. And I would love for you to kind of reshare that here on this platform because I believe that it's going to be very inspiring. And people listening to this episode are going to be as blown away as I was. So, take us back to the moment where your own journey shifted from surviving to thriving. So, what was the turning point for you?
So just a little bit of a backstory then, so that the listeners can get like the enormity of the
Mm.
shift. So I was born with a rare hereditary blood disorder, so had my spleen and my gallbladder taken out when I was 7, transfusions all the way up, blood transfusions growing all the way up, and then later on in life became a single parent, had PMDD. So if anybody has ever heard of that, premenstrual dysphoric disorder, it's all to do with your hormones and like obviously before your cycle and things like that. And I'd literally just got myself to a point where I was functioning. That was all I was doing. I was just surviving. Like there was no living, there was no connection with what was going on in life. And the turning point for me then, this shift that was just every day, just getting up, literally surviving. It is that word. And it was during lockdown. And I understand that lockdown wasn't a positive time for many people. So I can only draw on my own experience. But for me, it was as if someone turned the treadmill of life off, that get up, get out, get ready, and it just kind of, it removed all distractions. And I was able to sit with myself and actually understand what was actually going on with my mindset, with my body, with my energy. And it was at that point I just asked myself that poignant question, like, there has got to be more than life than this. Like when I used to go for transfusions and I'd be sat in the hospital and I just used to think like, is this my life now? Is this my life every day, every month, every year? And it comes to a point in your life when you have been living in trauma, have been living with a certain mindset, where you start to question, is this all it is for me now? So these are the women that I like to work with when they've got to that point of, I've had enough now. Like there is literally got to be a shift here. So that was it was one of my awakenings, but one of my big aha moments during lockdown. Like, no, this is I need to make a change. So yeah, that was the moment.
Hmm. Yeah, I find that I think the lockdown was a blessing in disguise for a lot of people, but for some, not very much. But it feels, I really feel happy when I do listen to some inspiring stories that came out of that event. With that experience, you now got women 40 and over. So why do you feel this stage of life is such, a potent time for transformation?
Because I feel like at this point in their life, they've played all the characters of the mother, the wife, the girlfriend, the career woman, and they've been everything that everyone wanted them to be. They've played all these characters, all these parts, and then they kind of get to an age and a stage where it's like, but is this who I am? Is this actually who I am? Or have I just being who everyone else wanted me to be, who society wanted me to be, who my parents wanted me to be? And the women that I work with, they get to the point where they're asking themselves the question, I don't even know who I am anymore. Am I
Mhm.
okay to be me? And this is the point where it comes to like that breaking point where we're kind of cracking them open and releasing the programs. I speak about programming quite a lot because this is what happens. We get told how to act, how to talk, how to walk, how to behave, and it gets to a point where it's like that behavior and that person doesn't resonate with me anymore. And it's that disconnection, that kind of like it's a realization of I don't want to be this character anymore. I don't want to play this happy face, everything's okay, I'm not going to speak my mind. And it's like, this is not who I am. So I
Mhm.
believe it really does get until your 40s, that kind of golden age where you've got to the point of questioning, but you've also got to the point of, I'm ready to make a change now.
Mhm. But would you be also open to welcoming any age group and of women, perhaps maybe later on? Because I also
Oh, yeah.
find that some women just have this realization early on as well. And so I was just, wondering, I was curious why it was like 40 plus. So yeah.
I think that was just like a roundup page, but no, I work with people
Mm.
late 40s, even into the 50s, also as well, people in the 38s. And I myself, when I went through my survival phase and had a hysterectomy, so all to do with, again, that realization, that change, that shift that women go through. And that happened to me when I was 35. So yes, I'm open to it. And that's why I believe I've got the knowledge and the skill set to be able to help these women going through this transition because it happened to me, that identity shift of like, I don't even know who I am anymore. It happened to me quite early on. So
Mm.
yeah, very open to work with people. Again, it's just my messaging that resonate with people. That's what calls people in.
Yeah, absolutely. So in your work, so what role does energetic alignment play in, helping someone go from disconnected to, deeply embodied?
Oh, energetic work. So energetic work is absolutely beautiful. Okay. So when we're going through life, we can go through traumatic events, we can go through, I don't know, memories and things like that aren't processed. And then that energy, because everything is energy around us, I'll try and keep this short because
Mm.
I will speak all day about energy, but it gets stored and logged in our bodies, in our minds. And if a low vibrational experience hasn't been processed, then that low vibrational energy it just stays trapped within our vessel. And I like to call these energetic anchors because if we're wanting to move our way up through the timelines to be able to manifest a higher vibrating experience, and you've got this lower energy kind of encapsulated within you, then it is all about the energy work. We need to move this, we need to shift this, we need to vibrate it out. So, yeah, I offer energy alignment. So, working through the chakras as well, releasing all this old energy. So, it is very, very, very powerful work what I do, and it's felt within my vessel as well when I'm connecting to their energy. Like I had a client recently that came and we were working up through her chakras, and all of a sudden I got this pain in my back, and I was feeling the blockage in her chakras, and it was like a kink in a hose pipe. And if you imagine that energy is unable to flow through her
Mm.
body, so it was literally having to bring through a lot of high vibration and removing this blockage. And it was in her solar plexus, so it was her feelings. And as soon as we'd done it, she just started crying. So all this unexpressed energy from all these memories in her lifetime. And then after
Mm.
the call, she's like, I just need to go and cry. So she did. She went and released and released. And then the next day she messaged me like, I just feel amazing now because all that energy, and remember, emotion is energy in motion, just shifted and moved. And it's like, it's like doing if you think about how good it feels when you clear out your wardrobe and you get rid of all that old stuff and you feel like you can breathe again. That's what energy works like. You're literally
Mm.
just clearing everything out. So yeah, It's so, 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 so powerful.
Yeah, that's beautiful. It makes me think two things. So when you were talking about energy healing, first thing I want to kind of ask you is how do you kind of so what kind of energy tools or what tools do you use in order to do the healing? So is it more like, people kind of have Reiki, they have Qigong, they have other healing modalities they kind of use with their work. So what sort of healing modality do you actually use?
So I channel my higher self. So it's basically on my healing journey. If we think about the levels of consciousness that are available to us, so I have done that much healing within myself, released that much old energy, that my consciousness has raised that much that I'm channeling my higher self. So when I'm working with a client in a session, so in short answer to your question, it's intuitive channeling. Okay. So what happens is I sit, connect with my client's energy, and then I open myself up to receive the energies of the universe and other spirit guides and other beautiful energies that are here and around us. And so right now I'm speaking to you as myself, Jennie Priestner, but when I'm channeling, I kind of close my eyes down and just allow the energies to speak through me. So they have different voices, they have different tones, different dialects. I use light language, and they are obviously, I'm facilitating these sessions, but I'm just allowing what energies need to come through in
Mm.
order to help heal and shift the energies within that. So it's a modality that hasn't been taught. It's from a level of consciousness that I've raised myself to, that every single one of us has access to. We were just never taught that we were, and we were never taught how. But there's been a lot of healing work has got me to where I am.
Mm. Wow, that's very interesting and intriguing as well, because I think this is one of the very unique healing modality that I have come across, in my
Mm.
kind of journey of meeting having so many guests on this podcast. And the other thing that I wanted to kind of ask you is, when I talk to people and in the energy space, and I'm quite familiar with energy and how it works and how it feels. But I have found people kind of shying away from it because they know that there's a lot of wounds that are going to be opened up, and a lot of garbage that they need to throw away and release, and that's going to cause like for them to be an emotional wreck, and people usually fear away. And there's literally one person who told me that I can't go through it. I don't want to go through it. So I'd rather be away from it and not heal myself. So I just want to know from you, like, what message have you got for people like that who kind of fear and shy away from starting the healing journey?
It's, shadow work it is one of the scariest things to be doing on the healing journey. But if just the depths of darkness that you are kind of feeling, I don't like using the word darkness, but obviously it is the shadow side. But the depths of despair that you are feeling within yourself, that is the reflection of the lightness that is possible for you, okay? So if we think about it, everything is the yin and yang. So if you know personally that you are holding on to so much from your past, then there is a bright future ahead of you. So rather than fearing, processing it and going through it, try to lead your mind into a place of, but what is available to me after I've released this? So it's like they're leaning onto the darkness side of it, like, but I don't want to sit with that. But it's inviting yourself to look on the other side. Once that is processed, how much am I going to be feeling elevated? Where is my vibration going to be? What is going to be available to me? So just allow yourself to shift through it. And it is grueling, it is gritty, but I don't regret anything that I've ever been through and ever processed. And the work is never done. We're always peeling back layers, but it does get a little bit easier. But I, once upon a time, myself used to kind of shy from the work because, yes, it is painful. And this is why I always recommend working with a facilitator, because the subconscious mind will only allow you to feel as much as you feel safe to. But when you work with a facilitator, you'll be able to kind of go to
Mm.
the depths, and also have someone hold space for you. So I think that's really important. But on the other side of that now, I welcome the emotional breakdowns, because after the breakdown is the breakthrough. So the question is, Are you happy to keep living your life as you are now, stuck in survival mode, knowing that you're holding on to this energy, but not
Mm.
yet willing to do the work? It's like you are holding yourself back. You are doing yourself an injustice. So
Mm.
yeah, that's what I'd say to them.
Yeah, beautifully put. I just got reminded of this cat meme. I'm into cat memes. Don't judge, but so I was looking at this meme the other day. It was so funny, and I so could relate to it and resonate to it. Like healing journey never finishes. Like it's never finished. You only kind of update like an iPhone, You're just updating. So there's this cat who's
Mhm.
just like, oh my God, this healing journey is never finishing, but I'm just updating like an iPhone. So I think that is just an upgrade that happens in a healing journey. It's never finished really. So there's so many layers that you need to get rid of. And I totally agree, and I so resonated with that meme as well. So it was my favorite. Anyway, all right. So many women feel like they've lost touch with their inner confidence. So how do you help them, kind of get back or embody this?
So the first question that I ask to them then is, what does confidence mean to you? Because confidence means something different to every client that I work with. To some clients, it might be, okay, well, I want to be able to speak in front of a group full of people. Some people don't even have the confidence to speak out, to more than a one-on-one situation. So I
Mm.
always get them to understand, what does confidence look like to them? What does confidence feel like to them? And then what we then do as well is I use NLP work, which is neuro linguistic programming, asking them at a time in their life, like, when have they ever felt this confidence? And I did a session with a client last night, and she absolutely loves dancing. So when she's on the dance floor, she just lets go and she doesn't care what anybody thinks about her. So what we did then is, I like to call it like a cut and paste method. So we take all that energy, that emotion, that feeling that she's experiencing when she's on the dance floor, and we used an NLP anchoring technique, and then we then applied it so that she had access to that energy, that emotion, that feeling of like, wow, yeah, I'm just absolutely loving life. So that then when she was in a state of mind where it's like, right, okay, I'm not quite feeling confident here to maybe speak my truth, to maybe tackle this head on. And then she used her anchor then to bring back those confident emotions and feelings. So it's understanding that people do have elements in their life where they do feel confident. It's just about drawing it to them, and yeah, just allowing them to experience that energy at
Yeah.
different scenarios in their life. So I hope that
Mm.
helps.
No, I think it really makes sense. Kind of blending in the sciences, I guess, that is so proven, and I so agree. And I've heard of this technique before, and I've heard really good things about it. So, thank you for mentioning that. And I thought, we'll break it up a little, and I thought we could play a little game.
Hmm.
And of course, I've not got any slips with me, but I think I'll just let you intuitively pick some numbers. So, all right. So the way we're gonna do it is, all right. Let me see. I have got. All right. All right. So the game. So it's called From Surviving to Thriving. So this is
Ooh.
supposed to be a card pull, but I do not have cards with me. But so let's imagine, right? We have six small cards with me here now. So each of them have a phrase that you need to complete. Now, I would like you to pull out of these six, one or two cards. So which one would you like to pick first?
First, I'm going to pick number three.
Number three. Oh, so I'm just pretending like I'm reading it now. So number three. So a part of me I once hid, but now celebrated. Complete the phrase. Blank, blank,
My
blank.
true authentic personality, because I'm a very loud, outspoken, bubbly person. And I once upon a time in my life chose to not express that version of myself. It's like
Mm,
I used to think it was too much. And even to the point of when I'd met someone for the first time, like when I was dating when I was 17, I decided to embody this really kind of quiet person that didn't really speak out loud. And it was painful because I'm really loud and I just want to speak and be bubbly. So yeah, I once decided that my true personality was too much and decided to
Yeah.
put it in a little box. What a
Hmm.
fool.
Well, I can say that. And thank you for bringing that energy to this podcast. And that's all it needs. So thank you. And I love that you mentioned it. And I feel that everyone needs to live that way, right? Everyone's unique. And so just bring out your personalities, and kind of, see how you can celebrate it. So I think, that's the message from there. Okay. So you get to pick another card. So you've picked three. So three is gone. So I'll get you to pick another one.
Going to pick number 6.
All right, number six. So, my power word for this next chapter is
Mm, elevation.
love it. And why do you say that?
Because this is what we're always doing. We are elevating our mindset, elevating our self-concept, elevating our vibration. And elevation, it kind of like represents us moving through the timelines. So I
Mhm.
feel like with elevation as well, it's quite an uplifting kind of word. It's got quite a positive. It makes me want to draw upon it rather than like a push towards something. It's like elevation. It's got a nice little ring to it. It just came to mind.
Yeah, that's nice.
Elevation.
Awesome. I love it. All right. So, back to a few things that I wanted to ask, Jenny, is you've blended mindset, manifestation, and healing. So, what's the one shift you believe unlocks a thriving life?
I feel it's the belief that it is possible for them, okay? Because we can do all the work, and like how we say with manifestation, it's obviously what we think, what we feel, and what we do. So if they don't believe that this change is possible for them, then it's kind of like running a bath with the plug out, okay? So I call it's the drive towards the
Mm.
thrive. So they've got to have that drive to want to make it happen. So this is something that when my clients come to work with me, they do feel that, I don't know, kind of downtrodden and disbelief, like, I just don't think it's possible for me. And I sit there with a smug little smile on my face, like, just you wait. Because I know that over the weeks of working with me, because I work with them for like 12 weeks plus, and it is a gradual process of like, I just don't think it's happening, to they start feeling that shift and they're like, okay, yeah, this is possible for me, towards that little bit more of a shift, like, this is happening. And I'm like, yes, it is happening for you. And you have created that within yourself. You just needed to have the tools and the know-how in
Yeah.
order to be able to do it. So, yeah, from shifting, from surviving to thriving, it is possible. You just have to believe that you are worthy and able and capable of this transformation.
That's beautiful. Before, we are coming to an end of the episode, Jenny, but I think it was such a unique one. Thank you for sharing your insights, and it's definitely got me curious and captivated in all that you do. But before I let you go, I would love to give our listeners some actionable insights they can take away from this episode. So, I'm sorry if I'm putting you on the spot, but I would love
Mhm.
for you to share any tips or tricks, or even some tools, like simple tools, women, in their 40 plus. So if any women or anyone watching this is feeling called to it, they can start doing today and applying to their life, so they can work on the mindset. So they can work on, maybe getting, stepping towards this direction, taking the first step.
hmm Okay, so I'll reel off a few things that have just come to mind then. So first of all, what I always say to people, like when they are wanting to manifest, and I feel like the internet sometimes is flooded with all these fluffy techniques of what to do, but sometimes it's like the manifestation is there. It's your ability, it's your blockage that hasn't allowed it to get there. So sit with
Mm.
yourself. If there's something that you're trying to create, if you're trying to create like a new life for yourself, ask yourself why. you don't believe it's possible for you. So get to the root of the blockage. And most of the time it's like, well, because I'm not worth it. Or, it might just be because I don't believe it's possible for me. And that is something that I've believed about myself in the past. Okay. So it's understanding what the blockage is, what the belief is as to why you don't feel like you can change. So that is a mindset one. So I'm going to give you like an energy one now, because obviously mindset is what we think, what we feel, and what we do. Okay, so with this one then, I want you to wake up in the morning. So make the decision the night before, and I'm going to wake up in a different energy, okay? I'm going to act different, feel different, be different, and then my reality is going to shift because of this. So when you wake up in the morning, remember you've set the intention, and I want you to wake up like you are going to have the best day of your life, okay? So you've got a smile on your face. We're not going to work like, oh God, I've got this meeting today. Remember, how we think and how we feel generates our energy that goes out into the universe. So everything is fine, everything is okay, and accepting the present moment as if you have chosen it for yourself. So if you are stuck in a traffic jam on the way to work, it's not, God, I'm going to be late. It's right. Okay, I've got a little bit of extra time to listen to a podcast. I've got a little bit of extra time now to say a mantra. So start using that day to reframe anything that is negative, that you are perceiving to be negative happening to you. Learn to shift it into a positive and just be really happy all day long. Choose intentionally to be happy, okay? And at first it might feel a little bit alien. You might feel a bit, oh, this is a bit this, but after a while, you're gonna learn to generate like, yes, and happiness is a choice. And it's about when you're getting ready in the morning, yes, like I've woken up today, I've woken up, I'm alive, I'm well, I'm happy. And just allow yourself to shift your energy naturally, okay? So, and when you're walking down the road, smile at people and watch them smile back at you, and you'll realize how infectious your energy actually is. And when you start to kind of see that the universe starts interacting back with you when you change your energy, you'll kind of get that little buzz for it. It's like, oh, right, okay. So this actually does work then, that when I choose to be a different person, I feel like a different person and my reality starts to manifest differently. So just for one day, give it a go, okay?
You heard her. Give it a go, people. Okay, awesome. Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much, Jennie. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I really am grateful to you and your time and your insights and all the wisdom that you've shared here today. So thank you again. I wish you have a lovely and beautiful day, and cheers to being bubbly and just being amazing.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me.